Everyone in Brookvale thought they knew their neighbors. It was that kind of town. Tree-lined streets. Porch lights that stayed on past midnight. Kids rode bikes without helmets. Doors got locked more out of habit than fear. So when Maya Torres disappeared, the town didn't panic. Not at first. They told themselves she'd run off, that college kids did that sometimes. That she'd be back in a day or two with a half-true story and a tired smile. But they were wrong. Maya was 21. Smart. Careful. The kind of girl who shared her location with her sister and texted when she got home. On a Thursday night in early October, she walked from her apartment to the corner store for tea and cough drops. It was 9:12 p.m. A security camera caught her crossing Elm Street, hoodie up, earbuds in. She never came back. Her phone went dead at 9:27. By morning, her roommate had called the police. By afternoon, Brookvale was holding its breath. Search parties formed fast. Volunteers combed the woods, the creek, the abandoned rail yard. Police questioned friends, ex-boyfriends, classmates. Nothing. No body. No blood. No scream reported. Just absence. And one strange detail. Maya's door had been locked from the inside. The apartment beside Maya's belonged to Ethan Cross. 36, IT consultant, worked from home. Paid his rent on time, quiet, polite, almost invisible. He waved when he passed you in the hall. He brought cookies to the building's Christmas party. He was interviewed on the second day of the search. He told police he'd been home all night. Said he was on a work call until late. No, he hadn't heard anything unusual. No, he didn't really know Maya. Just nodded in the hallway sometimes. They wrote him down as cooperative. They moved on. Maya's older sister, Lucía, didn't buy the runaway theory for a second. Maya didn't leave without her backpack. Maya didn't leave without her charger. Maya didn't leave without saying goodbye. Lucía went through Maya's room like a detective. That's when she found something that made her stomach tighten. A note on Maya's phone. The guy next door is weird, always watching, pretends he's not. Lucía took that to the police. They said. Not enough to go on. 2 weeks later, another woman in Brookvale vanished. Sarah Keene. 29. Lived 3 buildings over. Same pattern. Short walk. Never returned. Now people were scared. Police formed a task force. They started looking at security footage again. And that's when they noticed something odd. In both cases, a man appears briefly in the background. Same height. Same build. Same walk. Always there. Never in focus. Never close enough to be identified. But always behind them. Police knocked on Ethan Cross's door again. This time, he didn't answer right away. When he did, he looked tired. Pale. They asked if he'd mind them coming in. He hesitated. Then smiled. Then stepped aside. His apartment was spotless. Too spotless. No pictures. No personal clutter. No smell of food. Just a laptop, a couch, and a locked door at the end of the hall. What's in there? An officer asked. Storage, Ethan said easily. They didn't push. But they should have. A neighbor in the building came forward. She said she'd heard something strange the night Maya disappeared. Not a scream. Not a fight. Just crying. Soft. Muffled. Like someone trying not to be heard. It came from the wall between her apartment and Ethan's. She thought maybe someone was watching a sad movie. She went back to bed. A tech analyst finally cracked Maya's phone records. At 9:24 p.m., 3 minutes before her phone went dead, her Bluetooth connected to a device called EC Home Speaker. That speaker was registered to Ethan Cross. Police came back with a warrant. Ethan opened the door calmly. He didn't ask why. He already knew. They searched everything. The kitchen. The bathroom. The couch. Then they came to the locked door at the end of the hall. "Open it," an officer said. Ethan's jaw tightened for half a second. Then he did. The room was soundproofed. Foam panels on the walls. A heavy chair bolted to the floor. Handcuffs. Tape. And under a loose floorboard, a driver's license. Maya Torres. Ethan didn't scream. Didn't cry. Didn't run. He just sat there while they cuffed him. In the interrogation room, he said only one thing. "You're too late." They asked where Maya was. He smiled. It took 3 days to find the house. An old family property outside town. Buried beneath the barn floor, they found a room. Inside were 3 beds. One was empty. One had Sarah's body. The third had been cleaned. Ethan finally talked. But not the way they expected. "I didn't kill Maya," he said, "I kept her." "For what?" the detective asked. "For someone else." They stared at him. He leaned forward. "She's still alive." Police rushed back to the barn. They dug deeper. They tore through the concrete. And beneath it, they found a second door. Still locked. Still sealed. And from behind it, they heard a voice. Weak, but familiar. "Please. Don't leave me again." The metal door under the barn wasn't meant to be found. It had been welded into the concrete. Painted over, hidden beneath old hay, rusted tools, and the lie that nothing bad ever happened in Brookvale. But now, officers were tearing at it with crowbars and drills. And behind it, someone was alive. "Please," the voice said again. Hoarse. Fading. But real. Lucía was standing just outside the police line. When she heard it, her knees nearly buckled. She knew that voice. The door came off with a scream of metal. The smell hit first. Damp. Rot. Human. A flashlight beam cut into the dark. And there, on the floor, chained to a pipe, was Maya Torres. Alive. Barely. Her hair was matted. Her wrists raw. Her lips cracked from dehydration. When the light hit her eyes, she flinched like she'd been burned. "It's okay," an officer said softly. "You're safe." Maya didn't answer. She just whispered one word. "He's coming." They got Maya out fast. Wrapped her in a thermal blanket. Loaded her into an ambulance. Lucía rode with her, holding her hand while the EMTs worked. "Maya," she said. "Who did this to you?" Maya turned her face toward the window. And shook her head. "Not him." Lucía froze. "Not Ethan." Maya's voice was barely sound. "He was just the door." Back at the station, detectives pressed Ethan again. They showed him Maya was alive. He didn't react. Didn't smile. Didn't flinch. He just looked tired. "I told you," he said. "I kept her. I didn't end her." "For who?" the lead detective demanded. Ethan looked up slowly. "For the man who taught me how." They pulled Ethan's background. That's when the missing pieces clicked. Ethan Cross had grown up in Brookvale. So had another boy. Daniel Rook. Daniel disappeared at 17. No body. No suspect. Just gone. Case closed as a runaway. But now, old school records showed something chilling. Ethan and Daniel were inseparable. Best friends. Same classes. Same teachers. Same house. Daniel's father owned the barn. If this story shocked you, make sure you like the video. Subscribe for more true crime stories. Turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Comment below, would you have suspected the neighbor? Your support helps the channel grow.